calm down, cause he just wanna learn something, so I teach him something. I am the one that teach.
Call me 10 wins and 20.
And now Robbie Davidson's getting called out for all this crap.
Dude, Robbie is one of my...
And that guy Nathan Roberts, dude, he keeps pointing the finger at everybody. I used to like him, but now it's just like, dude, stop condemning everybody. Like, you're not God. Stop judging everybody.
Yep. I told Nathan, dude, I used to be one of his...
You feel me on that?
I told him I used to be one of his big fans. And now I told him I think his ministry sucks. Dude, I really do, so...
I know. He just went off the deep end with the finger pointing. It's like, dude, we're not in, like, kindergarten, bro.
West Blaze...
He did it. Oh, my God, like, dude, stop.
I
was in his chats and calling him out, so I got blocked from his live chats and stuff.
Ashlyn says she doesn't want to talk to me anymore because I mocked her on social media, and that's not what I was doing. Ashlyn considers social media her ministry. When I got blocked on her account, she goes, "You ruined my ministry, Nathan. Or you took away my ministry." She wasn't like mad, but... And so, like, a week ago, out of nowhere, she starts telling me how she thinks it's biblical to start consuming blood. And I freaked out, dude. Freaked out. And I never had a girlfriend tell me she wanted to start drinking blood, right? So, I asked her to stop talking about it because it disgusted me so much. And she wouldn't stop talking about it and trying to claim that it's biblical. So I kicked her out of the house that I'm staying in. And then I tried to get my friend Kurt to talk to her, and I tried to get Nate Wolf to talk to her, and I tried to talk to her, and finally she called me and said, "Nate, I was deceived. Nathan Gonzalez was trying to convince me to be his second wife and was trying to tell me that he's Jesus reincarnated and that it's biblical to drink blood. It's just a secret." So, like, and that just shattered me so much, right? Because, like, it's one thing to have your girlfriend say she's thinking about drinking blood, but it's another thing to have her tell you she's talking to a married man about being a second wife. So, she told me she was deceived, and she told me about all that. She told me that she never did it. She told me she was just thinking about it. And then Nathan Gonzalez texts me and says she's lying to you, and she is drinking her blood. And then someone else contacts me who's watching this video, and she asked me not to say her name. But I appreciate you reaching out and telling me the truth. But I want to read a couple verses because it is satanic, guys. It is satanic. It's super gross. And there's nothing good about drinking blood. And I was watching Bill Schnoblin last night while I couldn't sleep. And he's talking about exposing the Illuminati from within and how he used to be a vampire. And he used to drink blood, and he used to have a coven of witches that would let him drink their blood. And so I recorded some of those videos to show you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not. Alright. So, here's Bill, ex-Illuminati, talking about drinking blood real quick. I just want to share this with you guys.
Once or twice a week, with increasing frequency, I had women in my coven who were willing to let me bite them in their neck and drink blood. And so that was how I survived for more than a year. I mean, I probably didn't have more than, 40 calories a day. And yet I survived. It's all satanic. It's all demonic. And I believed that if I were to die, I would rise from the grave 3 days later as a vampire. And see, this group taught me that Lazarus was the first vampire in the New Testament, in the book of John, and that Jesus was initiating people into vampirism. They said, why do you think Jesus said that, you know, if you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you will live forever?
That's literally one of the verses Ashlyn sent me, trying to convince me it's biblical to drink blood. When Jesus said, and I said, Ashlyn, where are you getting Jesus's flesh? And where are you getting Jesus's blood from? He's not here. He's in heaven. And she goes, well, my blood's been transformed into Jesus' blood. Yeah, dude. Some wicked stuff, dude. Here we go.
See how the devil can take something and twist it? Or you know, Jesus' statement that there are some standing here right now that will not taste death until they see the kingdom of heaven coming. And that enigmatic thing at the end of John's gospel, where it talks about, oh, you know, what is it to you if I want the beloved disciple, who we understand to be John, to tarry until I come, meaning the second advent. And so these people actually said that the head of this whole vampire cult was the Apostle John, who is now 2,000 years old.
Yep, and she kept telling me to read John. Read John, Nate, read John.
I was into this vampire thing. I was getting...
Listen to this.
Vampirism.
This is so crazy, guys. Listen, he talks about how he's into vampirism.
I said I was into this vampire thing. I was getting... You see, vampirism, let me tell you, there's a reason why Yahweh God tells us do not drink blood.
Do not drink blood.
He said that to Noah. He said that to Moses. And it's even in the book of Acts in chapter 15. Because blood is the ultimate addiction. Because the blood is the life. And I had to keep drinking more of it, and more of it, and more of it. And I was saying Mass every day, and it got to the point where like 3 or 4 times a week, I had to have one of the women in my coven let me bite them in the neck.
So he goes on to talk about how he was so addicted to blood that when he was at work, he used to work delivering newspapers in the morning because he's a vampire. He like literally was getting allergic to the sun and stuff. And he talked about how he's working a paper route at night, and he was white knuckling the steering wheel like this because he had this urge. After he'd been drinking blood so long, he's driving around Chicago at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's really just homeless people and prostitutes. And he had the urges to jump out of his car and start biting these prostitutes in the neck and drinking their blood. That's what Bill says, before he got saved. That's what he was doing. And so it's nothing new under the sun. They've been drinking blood. The elite and the Satanists have been doing it for a long time, and there's nothing good about it. It's nothing beneficial. The Bible says life's in the blood, so we're gonna take it out of our body and then reconsume it. I mean, that's so crazy. So like right here, Proverbs says, Proverbs 1:10, my son, if sinners entice thee, consent not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause. Genesis, this is a verse that she sent me trying to claim it's biblical to drink blood. I'll show you, Genesis 9. She sent me this verse. And surely your blood of your lives I will require, at the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man. So she's trying to say that God requires our blood, but nowhere in here does it say, then consume it. It doesn't say anything about that. And then, right after that, it says, whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God man he made he man. And so this verse is about murder. He's saying he's gonna demand blood from the hands of people who murder, every man who murders. And the thing is if God's saying here that we should drink our blood, every man isn't drinking their blood. But that's Genesis 9:5. if you just go to Genesis 4, right before, I don't know how we missed this. It says, but flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. Right before that.